And that's why you need to be on live. So she's going to share with us just some tips and helpful advice. She's been doing this. Are you in year 4, Anita? Yeah. So wow, that's crazy. I feel like it goes by fast, guys. I know it gets monotonous during the day of inviting and reading your books and doing your workouts and running challenge groups, but it goes by fast. I mean, I've been doing this 2 years. She's been doing it 4, so that's crazy. So I'm going to let her share what she has so she can jump on and jump off so she can go to bed.
Hey guys, thanks for the introduction, Bree, and I appreciate you having me on. I know a few faces on here, Amanda, Carrie, it looks like Allison I recognize. There's some people on here, and Christine, so some people on here I do know, and then there's some new faces, so I'm really excited to be on because I'm always interested to see, who's on the team and things like that. So I'm really excited to speak with you guys. I probably won't be in bed by 10, but I'm pretty much comatose by like 10. Like I sit on the couch, feet up. I just ate Outback Steakhouse. I had a glass of wine, and my stomach feels like it's at my chest. So if I sound like I'm out of breath, it's because I am. But I'm going to do my best tonight to share with you guys my top tips for success in my business. Like Bree said, I've been a coach for 4 years this month. I am in my 5th year as of 2 days ago. And I'm really proud of that because I have longevity in the business. I have experience, and I am officially a veteran coach now, which I'm very excited about. But it feels like those 4 years have gone by really fast. I don't even know where the time went because I've just had my head down, and I've just been very, very focused on this business and building it. And just this year I came up for air to look around and realize the success that we have on our team. We are a 2-time top 10 team. We're in the top 10 again for the 3rd year in a row. My little backstory on me, 4 years ago, 2 days ago, my husband and I could barely afford to pay our bills. We were living paycheck to paycheck. We had to choose between filling the gas tank and whether or not we were going to get diapers. I literally cloth diapered Scarlett once in a kitchen cloth because I needed $5 in my gas tank to get us to the grocery store. It was that bad. Like we were scraping by, and somehow we made it out okay. But I joined Team Beachbody with no money. I had to sell things in my house to be able to buy my challenge pack. And my husband was very much so against it. He was very anti-Beachbody at first. He thought, gosh, what is she investing this money in? We don't have money. He was working 70 hours a week. I was working 50, and we had no money. I was in so much debt. And so I got started because I wanted to lose weight really bad. I was 210 pounds. To be 210 pounds and that broke was very difficult. It was very, very hard because you have the first thing that comes to mind is I'm too broke to lose weight. I can't afford a trainer. I can't afford a nutritionist. Nothing's going to work. But this worked. I saw it work for my upline sponsor, Leslie. You guys might know her. She lives up the road from me. She is a family friend. I saw her Facebook post and I was like, hey, what are you doing? It took her 1 year to finally recruit me to do Chalene Extreme because it took me that much time to put on the weight and to see what this was all about. I saw it, but I didn't see it. I was watching her, but I didn't really understand it. So it took me a year to grasp it. And so I finally said to her, I want to sign up. I want to lose weight. And I loved it so much. I loved the transformation that was happening in my body. I had to share it with people. So the business was very organic for me. There was not a lot of pulling teeth for me because if somebody were to ask me, what was working for you to lose weight, I would gladly tell them it was Shakeology and Chalene Extreme. And so for me to go out on my social media and just simply say that and share that with people was very simple for me, because it was like sharing your favorite movie or something that you really, really love. So it was simple for me. So I saw the opportunity. I made my first $200 paycheck once. I remember the day I did this. I texted my best friend and I sent her a picture. I was like, we have to do this. She's a diamond coach under me now, but I was like, look at this. This is Eric and I have a way out. And at first she thought it was kind of silly, like, oh, okay. But I saw the big picture. I saw that there was a way out. So I took the business very serious. And within a year, I was making $40,000 annual income. Within 2 years, I was making six figures, 100,000. I ended the year at 180,000. Third year, I made $500,000. Do you see what consistency over time will bring you? So I wasn't trying to make 500,000. I legit just wanted to pay my bills. The 500,000 thing just happened because I just kept trying and I just stayed the course. I never went off the course of being epically consistent and epically on point with the vital behaviors, with the daily to-do lists. And for some of you, that may sound really astronomical, $500,000, but we weren't aiming for that. That was not on my radar. I was perfectly happy with making 180,000. I was like, this is amazing. Yeah. Are you watching Applejack? My daughter's watching ponies right behind me. So I'm able to get on the call. But I just wanted to help my family. And this was the way to do it. So and now this year we're projected to make 800,000. That's insane. That was never on my radar. It still isn't. I'd be happy with making 100,000 a year, seriously. But I just keep going. I just stay consistent. I just see the bigger picture and I just keep working. Sorry, I need to take a sip.
I love sleeping.
You love sleeping?
Yeah. And I'm always tired when
You want to go to bed?
no.
Okay. She's lying. She does not like to sleep. So I want to share with you guys, based on what I just told you, exactly what I did in those first 2 years and what I still do today that got me to that point. That got me to,
Mama,
I love you too. She does.
Thank you so much.
I love you too.
I love you in 5 pieces.
She loves me to 5 pieces. I say I love you to pieces, and she thinks that means the number 2. So she says I love you to 5 pieces. Okay, so.
I love Daddy 12 pieces.
Okay, honey. You guys all have kids, right? Most of you. Okay, so you get it. So I'm going to share with you guys the top things I did to become successful in my business in the first 2 to 3 years. And I'll kind of sprinkle in what I do now that's maybe even different. But I'm always evolving. I'm always learning. So I want you to take a piece of paper out, write 1 to 10, because there's 10 tips. And number 1, I labeled these based on importance. So number 1, and you guys have probably heard this a million times, but hey, it doesn't hurt to hear it again. Consistency. My husband thinks what I do is so boring. He can't do it. He's like, oh my God, you do the same thing over and over and over again. There's no excitement for you. And there isn't. I really do the same things over and over and over again. And I have for 4 years, every single solitary day of the last 4 years, I have not taken a day off. Because the moment you take time off is the moment you backslide. And sometimes you backslide so far, you start over again. And I was not about to let that momentum happen because this meant a lot to me. And it means a lot to my family. So in order to prevent backsliding and in order to prevent me from experiencing my momentum dipping, I've never missed a day. And you guys may think, maybe her life is set up so nicely that she can afford to not miss a day. But I'm not here to give you a pity party or myself a pity party or to make myself seem like I'm some incredible person, because I'm not. But I'll tell you, when I say consistency, I mean, and this is a lot of TMI, but over the last 4 years, I've been through death in my family. My stepfather passed away November of 2014. I had to leave my family for 2 months to help my mom move, sell her stuff, get her into an apartment. And that was tragedy in our family. I still hit Success Club 20 that month. I still signed up 5 to 10 coaches. I still hit my goals, and I still worked my business to the best that I could. I showed up every day. I did my vital behaviors on the day of my stepfather's funeral. And that may seem very cold, but he would have wanted it that way, right? He would have wanted me to work my business that day because he knows that it's important to my family. And I'm not talking 8-hour day. I'm talking get your vital behaviors done. Get your to-do list done. And that could take you an hour. It could take you 2 hours. This year, I found out that my son has Down syndrome, and he's still in the womb. I've been to so many doctor's appointments, it's not even funny. It's kind of ridiculous. I've been to an ultrasound every week. I've been in therapy for it. And I still enrolled last month 44 coaches to my team. I am 30 weeks pregnant. I still, even on the days that I'm epically exhausted and my body's run down, I'm still on my social media shaking my butt in my sports bra, even though I'm 30 pounds heavier and exhausted. You can go see my social media. Yesterday I did size. Trust me, I had to be convinced to post that video. I went up to Kendra, who lives with us, and I'm like, please tell me that this is not crazy that I'm posting this. She's like, oh my God, you're so cute. I'm like, no, I look like a beached whale. And she's like, no, do it, post it. But I still did it. That's the point. And that was hard for me. In January of this year, and this is hard to share with a group of people I don't know very well, but I'm all about being very transparent. I spent 2 weeks in a hospital for depression and anxiety because I had perinatal depression with this pregnancy. So it's like postpartum, but it happens in your first trimester. It happens when you have pregnancy insomnia, happens when you're malnutritioned, and it happens when they screw up your medication. And I was on a lot of different medications that I was not supposed to be on. I'm not on them anymore, but my doctors all felt that they were necessary to put me on, and it landed me in the hospital for 2 weeks. That month in January, I landed in the top 10 of Beachbody while from a hospital. How did I do it? I have no freaking clue. But that's called momentum over 4 years. I never let my foot off the pedal. In 4 years, I still managed to be number 10 in January while in a hospital for half the month. My husband thinks I'm some sort of magical unicorn. Nope. It's because for 4 years, no matter what, my vital behaviors were done. The month of January, I took the entire month off. My family still made $40,000. That's called being a business owner, not being self-employed. Being a business owner means your business pays you even if you have to take time off. And that is what the goal is with this business. You want to be able to take time away. You don't want to work like a slave forever. And I don't. I put in 5 hours a day, if that. My kiddo's always either here or she's at preschool, but I have freedom to do what I want. And like I said, the point of me sharing all these personal details with you is to prove a point. Life is going to happen to the guy next to you, to the left and to the right. It's going to happen, and you're going to have the same 24 hours in a day. You're going to have the same 30 days in a month, but the guy to your left may actually do all of his vital behaviors and all of his daily to-do list items every single day, and you may decide to skip them. Who do you think is going to come out ahead in their business? it's the person that decided to do it every day with the same 24 hours in a day. Okay. And yes, I do have my husband who does help me, but guys, in my first year and a half, my husband was not home. He was a photographer. He was gone all the time. And I had to wake up at 5 a.m. to do my business. I had to go to bed at midnight. There was no sleep. And I had a baby at home and a full-time job. It's not about the hours in the day that you have. It's about whether or not you're willing to show up and do what it takes. You have to be consistent or else it's not going to work for you. I want you to decide whether or not you're going to show up every day. Because if you're not, you may as well, and Bree might cringe when I say this, you might as well quit. Because if you're not consistent, you're not going anywhere. You're going to get stuck. You're going to come back, you're going to leave. You're going to come back, you're going to leave. And every time you come back, you have to start over again. Nobody wants to sign up with a flake. Nobody. Nobody wants to put the success of their business that they're going to invest in into a flaky person. Nobody wants to sign up with their health and fitness journey with a flaky person. You have to look the part of a consistent, serious coach. You have to look the part of somebody who is trustworthy. If you are not showing up every day on your social media and you're not seeing any success in your business, no one's going to trust you to sign up with you. They're all going to tell you no because they're going to think you're a joke. That's why consistency is so important. It sets you up to look professional. People come to me now to sign up as a coach. That started happening after a year. That's because I positioned myself for 1 year to look legit and serious. I posted on my social media, I kid you not, 5 times a day for 365 days straight. Even with the flu, the norovirus, vomiting and pooping in my bathroom, I was posting every day. Okay? Even if it's garbage posts, I was showing up in people's newsfeed. Guys, there's no magic that you can do in your newsfeed. It's you basically become people's best friend when they see you every single solitary day with something positive. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's something positive and you're showing up every day, they want to be aligned with you. They're going to be like, Amanda has something that I am very interested in. She's a positive light in my life, and I want to enroll with her. I don't know what it is, but I want to do it. That was what was with me with Leslie. She was this light of positivity in my life, and I was in a dark place, and I thought, well, whatever she's doing is working, so I want to do what she's doing. And I was attracted to it, and I signed up. And look at us now. Okay? So that's number 1, and that's probably the most important. That's why I spent the most time on it. Number 2, always be in a place of improvement. We are in a business of change. We are attracting people who want to change. If you want to attract people to your business, you have to attract people who want change. If you want to attract people who want change, you yourself have to be constantly changing. You cannot rest on your laurels. You cannot be okay with the status quo of Bree, of Christine, of Stacy, of Danny, of Aaron, of Amanda, of Carrie, of Cassie. Where you are right now, sure, it's good enough for right now, but you have to be better than you were yesterday and sharing that journey every day because change attracts change. So if you're changing and evolving and becoming an improved version of yourself, you are going to attract people to your business who want to change. And that is how you build a business. That's how you attract working coaches. So number 3 is share every day. You cannot skip a day on social media. When you're making $500,000 a year, sure, you can miss a day on social media. I miss a day all the time now. I've earned that. But when you are building in your first 4 years like I did, I paid my dues. I posted every day, 3 to 5 times a day. And I made sure that every single post meant something. Every single post was of value to somebody, whether it be my story of change and of my life, whether it be of health and fitness or about my family. But this was my way of connecting with people. This is my way of being people's best friend without actually having to talk to them all day on the internet. Okay? You want people to fall in love with you. And the way you do that is through positioning yourself in a positive light on social media. So number 4, always be a good student. Always be on these calls with Bree. Always get on the National Wake Up Call. Absorb information like you're hungry for it, because you are a student. When you own your own business, when you run your own business, you are a student. Okay? So even to this day, in my 5th year, I am diehard about learning. I'm always learning. So number 5, share the business and also share fitness. So don't just stick to sharing challenge groups and fitness stuff. You've got to start talking about how the business has affected you. Your social media almost needs to become like a little bit of a sneak peek. Think of it that way. Have you guys been in a sneak peek before or seen one? So you got to talk about your work life with Beachbody. You got to talk about your business success. You've got to talk about things in your business that are affecting your life in a positive light, because that's how you're going to attract working coaches to your business. That's how you're going to attract people who want to build a business with you. If you're constantly talking about fitness, they're not going to know that you have a business also that people can join, right? So always be sharing the fitness and the business, making sure that you're kind of making your newsfeed into a live sneak peek. So when people go to my newsfeed or when they see my posts, it's 50-50. It's fitness and it's business, and it's then a little bit of family. But they're getting a sneak peek into the Beachbody coaching world just by being on my newsfeed, because I share team calls and information about my what's happening in my world. Like I'll share the going to Summit and the Success Club trip and my Elite Top 10 trip. And I share the success of my coaches. Like when a coach tells me they're making $5,000 in a month, that's something to brag about. Or even if you have a coach that's lost weight, that's something to brag about. If you have a challenger who's lost weight, that's something to brag about. So always be bragging on your business, okay? Because you're not going to attract working coaches if you're just always talking about fitness, because they're not going to get it. They're not going to be like, oh, she's got a business I could join. Number 6, be the coach you wish you were. I think somebody's not muted. I think it's Courtney or Ratha. Okay, so be the coach that you want to be. Like start acting the part now. What I mean by that is fake it till you make it. Or when they say you go to a job interview, you've got to dress the part of the job. So same thing as if you want to be a top coach or an elite coach, you've got to dress the part of an elite coach. Okay. So go and follow elite coaches, top coaches. Go and follow 6-figure earning and above coaches and see how they position themselves. What are they posting? How do their pictures look? What does their social media look like? What's their cover photo look like? How are they talking to people on their posts? When I was a diamond coach, you would have never known that I was not a 5-star, because I got professional photos taken. I made sure that my cover photo looked on point. I went and copied another top coach's cover photo. I was like, how did she do that? Okay, I got to do that too. And the way that other coaches were talking on their social media about their story and sharing how their life was changing, I could notice that it was happening several times a day, and it was the storytelling that people that they were doing. And I figured if I just did that, that would put me ahead of where I'm at now. Okay. Always, number 7, sorry, I'm totally out of breath. Always be adding to your network. Okay. You cannot build a business based on what you have on your network right now. Okay. You've got to be adding. You're going to run out of people. Do you think Target was like, we're going to put up our store and we're going to stop marketing? We're just going to hope that everyone pops into Target. Oh my gosh. I see a Target commercial like every other hour with the bullseye and the dog, and I see Target everywhere. In my dreams, I see Target. I also just so happen to love Target. But Target is everywhere. Target is a master marketing company. They're great at marketing. So if you want to build a true business, look at every other successful business. Do you think that they market? You bet your bottom dollar. They're adding to their network. Marketing is adding to your network. You need more people to get your message to. You're a small business, so you don't need as many people as Target does, but you need enough to meet your goals. So you have to be adding to your network. How can you get better at Instagram? How can you get better at Facebook ads? How can you get better at Facebook? How can you get better at getting people added to your Facebook for free? There's all kinds of ways. It's endless on how you can add to your network. And we could talk about that for hours because there's so many tactics. I mean, there's podcast after podcast from Chalene Johnson, from Brendon Burchard on how to build, a following. And you yourself have to take your business serious enough to get involved on those trainings. I paid for Instagram Impact with Chalene Johnson. I paid for Marketing Impact with Chalene Johnson. I've paid for Facebook like page ad training. I paid for Instagram training. I went to YouTube and I searched every top coach who uses Instagram. I searched for what they were doing. I figured it out and I started doing it myself. So don't rest on your laurels. Figure out what it's going to take to continue to get bigger. You've got to expand out further, faster, and stronger every single day. That's your goal. Further, faster, stronger. Okay, number 8. And by the way, guys, when I'm adding to my network, there's an 80-20 principle in my business. That's where my 80 is. I spend a ton of time adding. A ton. 20% of my time is spent on my coaches. That's not a lot. I spend 80% of my time figuring out how to recruit more. And to do recruiting more, you have to add more to your network. So I really wanted to highlight that part for you. Okay, so number 8, you have to make the time for this business. You can't hope that there's time. You can't find the time. You can't crap out the time, cough up the time. You have to make the time. You have to show up on time with your schedule and your to-do list, and you get it done. You have to manage your time, or else your time is going to manage you. If you struggle with time management, anything by Brian Tracy on time management, Eat That Frog, it's a great read. But I'm just a really good time manager. My days are jam-packed with stuff. People ask me, how the heck do you do everything that you do? It's because my calendar is consistently full. I follow a game plan every day. And my to-do list for my business is so dialed in. I get up, my computer gets open, and I get it done. Because I know if I don't, my day's going to get away from me. Things are going to start happening. I have a family. At 3:00 in the afternoon, it's mommy, I need you, I want you, this. I cannot wake up and hope that maybe I'll get some time around 3:00. Like, I only have a certain amount of time to do this. Okay? So make to-do lists, pockets of time where you can work your business and know that you're going to get stuff done. Allocate things in your daily to-do list to those pockets of time. If you have to go pick up the kids from daycare or from preschool at 2 or 1 or 3, then make sure before that, between the time that they're they get up and go to daycare or preschool and the time you pick them up, you've got to have a to-do list that you're rocking. And you got to make it the night before, and you got to wake up and be ready to own it. And then when you pick them up, you've got to be able to shut down and be with your family. So that's incentive for you to work hard in those pockets of time between picking them up and dropping them off. So for me, I know if I just get all this work done, I'm the type of person that I have to feel like I've accomplished something before I can relax and have fun. So for me, I know my payoff is that I get to relax at 5:00 or 4:00 or 3:00. When my kiddo's home, I can shut down and be done with Beachbody and just be with her. And that's my payoff. That's what I want, is to be able to just enjoy that time with her. I don't want to be having her right there. Like her on the iPad like that is very rare. I hate doing that. But we had some circumstances tonight where she had to be. Eric had to go to the grocery store because we're doing a brisket tonight for tomorrow. So she was with me and I had this call. So yeah, she had to be on the phone, but I spent the afternoon with her and we went to dinner. But for the most part, I do not want to be distracted from her when I have time with her. I want to be completely computer shut, phone down, and just present. Because nothing will make you hate your business more than being a watered down mom and being with your kiddo and with your phone in your face and ignoring your kid who needs you. That's a really hard thing to do. Okay. And team calls like this is a different situation because you're just watching and listening and taking notes, but like actually working your business is a whole different story. You're typing, you're not staring at your kid, you're staring at your computer typing, and that's tough. So you really make it a point to manage your time. Also Push by Chalene Johnson's a really great personal development book for managing your time. Number 9 is you have to have a pipeline. You have to be working a pipeline. And I've talked about this on many calls lately. And when I mean pipeline, I mean, you've got to have a list every single day of the people you're inviting, a list every single day of the people you're following up with, and a list every single day of the people you're adding to your network. And it's just got to be this revolving door. It's just got to be this well-oiled machine that you're constantly pouring into every single day, that you are constantly working your pipeline. Because if your pipeline runs dry, you have no business. You run out of people. So my pipeline is always epically full. That's my 80-20. 80% of my time is working that pipeline, getting that pipeline full and getting coaches enrolled, getting challengers enrolled, and getting people back into the pipeline. So for me, as a new coach, my pipeline was like 5 to 10 people a day. Hi, sweetie. Well, you had a cheeseburger. You want another cheeseburger?
No.
What do you want?
I want.
Watch out, Roger.
I just want.
Want to say hi?
No.
We're almost done, guys. I know Friday night's family night from a lot of people, so I'm almost wrapping it up. So for me as a new coach, I don't eat play on the stairs. Not a good idea. Come on.
Oh,
Your little boobies are hanging out.
no.
Come on.
I want you to give me food.
I'll give you food in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay? I'll meet you down
How
there.
about 10?
All right, 10 minutes.
Maybe I just want 2.
Okay, 2 minutes?
Yeah.
All right. Quicker I get done with the call, the quicker you get fed. She had a cheeseburger tonight, a very big one, like 30 minutes ago. Okay. So my pipeline as a new coach was like 5 to 10 a day. And that's fine as a new coach, okay? 5 to 10. So 5 to 10 invites, 5 to 10 additions to your network, 5 to 10 follow-ups, and just work that. So I'd write like a list of 5 to 10 on my piece of paper, and then that list of 5 to 10 invites would turn into my list of 5 to 10 follow-ups for the following 2 days. So I always had this notebook that was revolving, okay? Now, if you are the type of coach that's like trying to go 5-star diamond, trying to make 6 figures, trying to go top, elite coach, 5 to 10 is not going to cut it, okay? My pipeline became 20 to 30 real fast when I figured out I was just becoming a part-time coach, making a part-time income, and it wasn't growing. I wanted to grow faster. So the key to growing faster and stronger in your business is higher numbers. Just like with any business, back to the Target example, the more people that Target targets, the more success Target will have. The more people who see Target's ads and get into Target, the more junk Target sells. Is that right? So the more people you invite and the more people you add to your network and the more people you follow up with every single day, the higher that number gets, the more people buy your stuff. The more people sign up for your opportunity. And the best way, guys, to find working coaches is from the people who buy your stuff. Because they're coming into your challenge group and they're having a great experience and they're saying to themselves, hey, whatever Bree's doing, I could probably do it too. Like, no doubt, I can totally do it. Okay? So, and then last one is vision. You have to be willing to get outside of your comfort zone and see a bigger picture for your family and for yourself. You have to have a bigger picture vision. Success Club 5 every month is fine as a new coach, but is that enough for your big picture vision? How many of you would like to make $1,000 in a week and take the week off and not have to hustle for Success Club points? And you would know without a doubt, you're still going to get paid that $1,000. That's a really nice feeling. That's a vision. How many of you would like to have 5 or 6 elite coaches on your team making 6 figures and having success, and you're working as a team together, and you're doing fun team things together, and you're changing people's lives, and you're running challenge groups, and you're helping people get healthy and fit? That's vision. That's a vision for your future business. You've got to create these dreams, these visions for yourself, and you've got to go after it. So for me, I had this vision of having 5 to 10 coaches on my team making a full-time income doing Beachbody with me full-time. That was my dream. And that was my vision. And I have 5 to 10 people now who make between $50,000 to $100,000 a year who do this full time. And I'm able to watch that from my living room, see that they are helping their family have financial freedom. And that was the vision for me. That was my hope and my dream, is to see other people succeed just like I did. It's lonely having success by yourself. You don't want that. You want other people having it too. So that was my big picture dream and goal, was number 1, to make $1,000 a week without having to worry about it, without having to hustle. That's called being a business owner. And then also having other coaches do the same. That's cool stuff. That is a really cool life to have. So what's your vision look like for your family and for your business and for your life? You've got to create that vision. Make a vision board, make a dream board, make it so apparent in your office, like make it your background on your computer, make a Pinterest board, and live and breathe that. Because this business can get hard and you can want to quit. But on those days that you want to quit, look at your vision board, look at your dream board. And you have to ask yourself, am I doing enough? Is my life what I want it to be? I mean, you get one life and you have an opportunity to make it awesome. Not that your life isn't already awesome, but to get to where your goals and your dreams are valid and important, and to get to that point of realizing those goals and dreams, you have to work hard. And it should be fulfilling. Your life should be fulfilling. And this is something that can give you extra fulfillment. So with that being said, that's my top 10 tips for success in this business. It's everything that I've done in my first 4 years to get to where I am today. I just do a lot of it. I do it full time. So, so if you guys have questions, let me know. But other than that, that's it for me.
Thank you for getting on. There's an echo. Anybody have a question? Quick question. Like,
please, like quick, because I'm gonna fall asleep.
I'm like
You sound so bad, poor thing. Is Penelope sick too still?
Yeah, so I've been sitting up with her because she can't lay down or she chokes. So I'm like, it's been fun. Like, she's fine like this, and then I try to lay her down and it's awful.
A little pee.
Anita, I have one question for you. In January, when you were struggling with so much depression and anxiety, how did you find the will to continue to do your vital behaviors? Did you just have it in your head that it was a non-negotiable, or did you just have to dig down deep and say, I've got to do this?
Just to give you an idea, guys, about how bad this was, and this is not me, and this is why I knew I needed to get help. The medication I was on was 400 milligrams. I was supposed to be on 20. And the doctors totally screwed me. So bad that I had suicidal thoughts. I was suicidal. And my family was like, that's not Anita. My husband would come to my room and be like, she's not, why aren't you out of bed? It would be 2 PM. I'd be like, I can't. I don't want to live. My medication made me that out of my mind. And so the what got me through it was because for me at that point, I am supporting my family. Like Beachbody supports my family. And so I had no choice. It was like if you had a job and you had to pay the bills and you didn't show up. Granted, yes, my family would have been supported because we do, no matter what, make a residual income of $10,000 a week. Like I could quit and still make that. But I just held on to what the last 4 years of my dreams and my goals were. And I knew that I would get through the depression. Like something, if you've ever had depression, you think it's never going to go away. You think you're going to have it forever and you're going to die from it. But something in me still reminded me that I've been through it before. It's going to go away. You're going to get through it. Something's got to give. Life can't be like this forever. And I knew that I just had to do the basics. I just needed to show up and do the best that I could. I asked my husband to help me a little bit. But I mean, I didn't do anything grand. I just made sure that I still did my vitals. I faked workouts. I worked out for 2 seconds and took a picture. I got up and shot off 20 invites, 20 follow-ups, and added 20 to my network. And then I answered emails, answered messages, and then I went back to bed. And it was really hard, and I thought it would never stop, but it got better. Once they adjusted, they got me off of the craziness that they had me on. But again, I had to, because my family depended on it. That's our future. We had to. But if I were a brand new coach, I think my mindset would have been a little bit different. It would have been a little bit harder. I think I probably would have been I don't know for sure what it would have been like for me if I was a new coach. But yeah, I mean, when I had norovirus in my first 2 months as a coach, and I still did everything because I read The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, and he says, even if you're sick, even if you're hurting, if you're struggling, you just got to do your basics every single day because the efforts will compound and it will bring you success. You just got to get through the day. I hope that answers your question. I'm long-winded.
It does. Thank you. No, you're fine. It's basically you went back to your why, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Thank you. That sums it up. Yeah. Awesome.
I think the depression too, the thought of starting over, I'm not where I want to be, and I've struggled with depression. Anita and I have talked about it. Christine, you and I have talked about it. And it's the thought of starting over made my depression worse. So if all I had to do was invite some people and say, I can get through the day, that was better than saying, if I don't post today and don't invite this week, I'm not going to hit Success Club. And I have to start my goal of Success Club Legend all over again. I have to start my record of Success Club 10 and filling my pipeline all over again. And that was depressing. I have to reset my goal board all over again because my elite goal is now okay, hit diamond again goal. If you quit, you have to, like she said, start over. It's not just you stop and, okay, I'm going to go back to it. People don't trust flaky. If you're not showing up, if Anita didn't show up, people disappear. Her coaches disappear. They don't believe in her. If Anita disappeared and was I'm not going to hold the diamond retreat. Sorry, guys, bye, and didn't explain anything, we'd be all right, something's going on with the company. I'm quitting. She had to. And I think it goes for anybody, no matter where you're at in the business. If you hit Success Club once, why not keep going and hit it and make it a non-negotiable? Why start over at month 6? It doesn't make sense. If you're going to do this, you have to do it. You have to decide right now, like she said. I tell them all the time, I don't cringe when you say, it's not for everybody, but you have to decide right now if it is for you. And to know that it does take sacrifice and commitment. And that's just the name of the game for your first year, for your first 2 years, for your first 4 years, depending on your goals. So,
yep.
Well, thank you for getting on. I know your child is starving. I know how non-dramatic she is.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you guys have questions, shoot them to me and I'll get them to Anita. Don't go blow up her inbox. Or she has her whole YouTube channel. Pretty much anything you have a question on, she has made a YouTube video on. So go to her YouTube channel. Yep. Well, thanks for jumping on, Anita. I'm going to bed, guys. I record it.
I might already be asleep.
Yeah. I hit Success Club 10, so I'm going to bed.
All right. Good night, guys.
Bye, guys. Have a good weekend.
Bye.